Jack, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. So happy to be back here at Wimbledon. Um, good couple of days practice. Feeling just in a good place. So looking forward to getting going here.
Rob?
Jack, what did you think of the draw? I know you look at the first match first, but you've got a really tough one, haven't you, with potentially Djokovic, Sinner, Alcaraz, if you want to win this title.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at that at all. You know, I look at my first round, who I have. I respect every person in the draw. Obviously, I've got Baez on Tuesday, and I'm not looking further than that. I know that he's a strong player. He's here off his own merit, and yeah, I look no further than him, and I'll try and think about that as I go on. But firstly, we'll start with that one.
Hi Jack, Leon from Quality Shots. You were struggling with tonsillitis and Queens, but you still made a very good run to the semi-finals. You said you're feeling good. Are there any lingering effects in your physicality or game, or are you feeling in a good mindset coming in?
No, I feel good now. Queens was a tough week for me. Playing through that, I tried to give it my all. I wasn't able to find the tennis I wanted on the court or feel physically that great, but to give myself a chance of making the final, I think was, in reflection, a really good effort. It was quite a emotionally taxing week, so I was trying to get so much out of myself. But you know, I rested up for a couple of days. I have trained. I played a match at Hurlingham, and I feel much better now. So I'm full of energy to try and find my best tennis this coming week.
Charlie?
Hey Jack, I remember last year you talking about having missed the year before and kind of just like feeling grateful to be there and also thinking about how much you'd come on. Just thinking now compared to where you were last year, how different it feels coming in as such a high seed and everything you've achieved in the past 12 months.
Yeah, I definitely feel like a very different player. Feel like personally I've grown a lot again since last year. I think it's a testament to the work I've done, to the people I have around me that have been with me through the ups and downs of my career so far. I think I have a lot more belief in myself physically, also as a tennis player, mentally. So I feel like very different in all areas. Obviously, still feel like I can improve so much, and I'm nowhere near, hopefully, where I want to get to. You know, as a player, we're always trying to improve, but I'm happy to come here 1 year later with the amount of progress that I've made, and I'm very proud of that. You know.
Eleanor?
Jack, obviously there will be a lot of attention on you. I just wonder, what do you do away from the court to kind of stay grounded, kind of take your mind off tennis? What sort of things help you do that?
Yeah, I definitely try and switch off. I go back home. I watch a bit of Netflix, try and sleep, recover as best I can. Obviously, you know, when I'm here or when I'm training, I'm completely dialed in on what I'm trying to do. But when I get away from it, I try and detach myself from it all, to try and have the most energy to perform again the next day, because that's what tennis is. It's kind of like a recovery sport. We've got to be able to show up and give our best, you know, every day, and so that's important, just to detach. So pretty boring, really. Not a lot of interesting things. You know, just lying down almost. Yeah.
On your Netflix at the moment?
Recently I watched, it wasn't on Netflix, it was on Paramount Plus, Mobland. That was it. Very good. Tom Hardy, liked it.
James?
Jack, it's
Yeah.
the first post-Andy Murray Wimbledon.
Yes.
I wonder how you bear the responsibility of being British #1 at Wimbledon and kind of starting the post-Murray era. You may not think about it in those terms, but people will certainly view it that way. Do you think you've got a responsibility to sort of sell British tennis to Britain again?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think obviously when Andy retired, they said I was the next in line for that, and I know it's Wimbledon coming up, but I think, you know, I didn't really think about it then, and I've improved so much and put myself in this position. So it's kind of the same thing. You know, I'll keep trying to do my best, to keep trying improving, to show my best tennis out there, to hopefully present myself as the player and the person that I want to be. Obviously, Andy's done an unbelievable job of that and has been incredibly successful and has become adored by the nation. And it's obviously big shoes to fill. I'm aware of that, but at the same time, you know, I'm confident in myself that hopefully I can inspire people like Andy has done, you know, myself. You know.
Yeah, Robert from Energy Radio London. Similar question. As one of the home favourites, do you feel extra pressure, or does the home crowd give you that boost you need in tight moments?
Yeah, I mean, I think the crowd is a huge source of energy. In all honesty, of course, you know, obviously you guys have asked me a lot, like, about the pressure and all this sort of stuff, but I'm not thinking about that at all. I'm thinking about how I can play my tennis out there, and I'm aware that the crowd is gonna really be behind me and support me and want me to drive forward in the tournament, and that gives me a huge source of motivation to want to keep on trying to find my level and to try and beat these guys. So I feel good. You know, that's the only thing I can say.
Jonathan?
Hey, Jack. Earlier this year in Melbourne, you were talking to us about having a breathing coach and helping you with your breathing and moments of anxiety. Are you still working with that breathing coach now? I thought I saw some photos of you on centre court in practice here. Can you just tell us a bit about that and how it helps you and what you hope to benefit?
Yeah, a bit like, having a physio or S&C, it was important for me, I think, especially in tennis where it's such small margins, such small percentages. I started working with a lady called Anne Coxhead at the end of last year, who's long career in sort of breathing expertise, different sports and different projects she's done, and she said she thought she could help me on the court, and the work that I've done with her has been invaluable. Really, it's been a real asset to my tennis. I think I'm still a work in progress with it, but definitely my physicality and my general well-being on the court has improved out of sight. And I think I look forward to continuing the work with her, and it's definitely been a massive positive to my tennis. And that's what I can say.
Howard?
What sort of suggestions or advice have you received from any past players, whether it's Andy or Tim Henman or anybody else, about being in that position of someone at Wimbledon from Britain who's highly ranked and all the attention on you from the outside world?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't spoken to them too much, in all honesty, but I know that they're there if I need them. Obviously, everyone's got a different way of dealing with their emotions and dealing with things. Obviously, Andy's given me a lot of amazing feedback and advice over the years. And, I think one of his biggest things is that everyone's on their different journey. Everyone, like I said, deals with things differently. He's also said that he doesn't like to interfere or to. I saw in the press the other day, he said that I think he's very reluctant to comment on anything to do with me, because he understands what it's like to be in this position, and for people to be asking you stuff all the time, about things. But I think I know Andy's right there for me if I need him at any time, and there may come a point where I'll ask him a few things, and I'm sure he'll come back and be extremely helpful and supportive as always.
You?
Hi, Jack. It's going to be pretty hot on Tuesday, and you've struggled with the heat at times during your career. Obviously, as you know, London heat can hit a bit differently. Are you taking any extra steps to prepare for it, or treating it any differently?
No, not particularly. I think the stuff with the heat, maybe when I was a bit younger, was to do with the fact that I'm a British player. We're used to dealing with horrendous weather over here, so cold. And when you go out to the States on those hot trips, it's very difficult to be able to just adapt straight away. I've had a couple of years on the tour now. I've dealt with a lot of hot environments and different conditions. Obviously, it's something that all players struggle with in their way. It's just how you deal with it. And I think in the past I haven't dealt with it incredibly well. So I've got my mechanisms on how I'm going to do that, and it suits my game, it being a bit hotter anyway, so that's the way I see it. Yeah.
Okay. Willie?
Jack, from your perspective, what are the biggest mental challenges on the tour, and what are your thoughts on what the tour does to help players with those mental challenges?
Yeah, I mean, I think the ATP have definitely got systems in place to help players from a mental side of view. I think each federation maybe has people as well that help. I think the biggest challenge of being a tennis player is the constant relentlessness of the tour. You know, I kind of sit here and people think tennis is all Wimbledon from the outside, but the truth is it never stops. And so you have to be on top of your game. You have to be on top of your mentality. You have to stay injury free, and that comes with a lot of stress and pressure, I guess, because sometimes you want to just put your foot off the gas and take a break, but you can't in a sport like tennis. It's very difficult. So I say that's the most challenging thing about being on the tour. But then again, it comes with just incredible benefits, like playing a sport you love, earning great money, being around people that you want to spend time with, and even though it has a lot of challenges, I'm very grateful to live the life I live. I think I'm extremely lucky in so many ways.
We'll just take two more, Hermione, and then Joe.
Hey Jack, over the past couple of years, you've talked a lot about how the day-to-day work that has gone into improving as a player. From afar, I guess it also seems like you've come to, in some ways, enjoy like the process of improving, right, and developing as a player and mentally and everything.
Yes.
Is that fair to say? And what was kind of the process to actually not only focusing on the outcome, but also, you know, just in enjoying and relishing what you do?
Yeah, I think maturity, taking responsibility for my actions, for the way I see kind of that work. You know, when I was younger, it's tough. You know, my friends go to uni and they're doing what they do and they're having a good time, and I suppose they have an extended period of their childhood or their time to have fun. Whereas being a professional tennis player, you're sort of put into that world of being an adult and working hard from such a young age, and that for some people is easier than others. For me, it was a process, and was definitely something I really struggled with at first. I think it got to the point where I was about 40 in the world, and I realised that, you know, I needed to sort my life outside of tennis out. You know, I needed to take responsibility to have other things in my life going on, not just tennis, because if I'm going to play the sport for a long period of time, I need to be able to detach from the world of tennis. So yeah, I'd just say maturity, taking responsibility for my own life, and not always being guided by people, because obviously as a young athlete, you're always guided by people in what's best and what's the right thing to do, but it gets to a point where you need to start enjoying the life that you want to live and be the person you want to, you know. So I suppose just growing up, you know.
Last one, Joe.
Hi Jack.
Yeah.
You were announced to play with No.1 Jack at US Open mixed doubles. Alcaraz and Raducanu have been practicing in the build-up. I just wondered, have you had a chance to hit with Zheng, or is that like a possibility over Wimbledon? How will you look to get practicing in ahead of US Open?
Yeah, I think obviously very busy period. Like, I haven't been able to see her around too much. I think before we play, we'll definitely have to get a hit in, and maybe speak about what side we're going to play on and all those sort of things. But I think I'll be really looking forward to playing mixed doubles with her. Obviously, you know, a great player. Seems really fun to be around, and you know, I haven't played much mixed doubles before, so I look forward to seeing what that's all about. I think it's a great thing what the US Open have done, and putting that forward, the list of names, you know, Emma Alcaraz, and you know, just it was stacked, wasn't it? So I think it's going to be great fun for players and spectators. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.